Okay, so the bottom card, which could be the clarification, is this Seven of Cups. And Seven of Cups is the feeling of, oh, there's so many different options. I might like this, or I might love that. And so the feeling is to stay grounded, Sagittarius. The cups are about what we love and who we love. So you may have some options in the next several months, especially from the eclipse that we experienced on the 11th, which was yesterday. All right, so we have a lot of stuff going on astrologically. We have 6 planets in retrograde. Don't you love it? Well, okay, so basically, before I talk about these, basically those 6 planets in retrograde, if you know anything about astrology, feels like we have, actually, you know what? Mercury went direct. Mercury went direct this weekend. So now there's 5 planets. Mars will go direct towards the end of August. And that will help us to want to push things forward. Okay? All right, so your first 2 cards for August are the Page of Swords and the King of Swords. All right, Sagittarius, who do you know that's an air sign? Basically, the air signs are the Geminis, Aquarians, and Librans. All right, so we have basically 2 court cards. The Page of Swords is it like a messenger. And this message may come to you in your thinking, because the swords are about our thinking, our concerns, our worries, our thoughts, all of our mental activity. And this Page of Swords brings about possibly a new idea, a message of something that you might want to implement in your current business that might be fascinating for you. It might be, this also may represent a child who is an air sign. You have that going on as well. So for some of, the court cards are different for different people, because they're actually usually people, unless it's your rising sign, okay, which would, of course, would still be you. But here we have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords represents someone who is a great thinker, someone who may teach, a professor at college, a philosopher, someone who's made great decisions in business, and you can count on them for their intellect and their input. Again, I want to go towards philosophy, but it covers the gamut. The King of Swords has mastered his decision-making, his mental thinking, his intellect, etc. So you understand what I'm saying. Now, again, this can represent a Libra, a Aquarian, or a Gemini. So this person may be a benefit to you. Or you may say, you know what, that is my son-in-law, or that is my cousin, or that is someone at work, and I just can hardly take them because they think they know everything. It may be that sort of deal too, that this person just thinks they know everything there is to know, and they let everybody else know it as well. So you have 2 of these same types of cards. They're both court cards in the swords. So you'll will have to put in the comments below. They both have trees around them. They're both sitting outside with this sort of wavy green earth. And then they have water behind them as well. And these clouds. Let me see if there's anything intuitively I get as well as... the other thing too, it could be you just sort of mastering the art of your thinking, your ability to make decisions and make great ones. You have opportunities coming up. This could be a young person who just really cuts to the chase. If this is a child, then, they're pretty sharp-witted. Let me just say that. Okay, let's look at the 2 for September. Wow, the Hierophant came up for Scorpio too. Haven't seen the Fool card this particular series, and you all are Sagittarius last, but of course not least. I always look forward to you all. And so we have 2 sword cards. We have 2 major arcana cards. I like the fact that we have the Hierophant, who's all about school, learning, could be a priest, could be a pope, could be a higher intellect. Let's see, how do I want to say this? Spiritual school, just a lot of deep learning around the Hierophant card. It could be an authority figure too. Could be. But what is nice around this is the Fool, his merry way. You know, he's really the first card of the major arcana. It just means he's lighthearted, he's happy, hasn't learned much in life. Therefore, like a babe, like a child, sort of carefree. You know, as we get older, we get a little bit, for lack of a better word, you know what I'm saying, jaded. And meaning that we learn about, you know, relationships and what doesn't work and what does work. And we learn about, if it's politics or whatever it may be. And people have different opinions. But as a child, we don't care about those things. We love our freedom. And so there's a lot to be said about having freedom within a structured society. This would represent a structured society. And I just feel like a lot of you Sagittarians feel maybe, or some of you, let me know in the comments below, some of you feel like you're like you have a straitjacket on, not literally, but figuratively a straitjacket, and you're feeling like you just want some elbow room. And that may be in your workplace, it may be in relationships, it may just be that you've been working a lot and you feel like things are sludging right along, which would be apropos for Mercury being retrograde for 3 weeks and Mars retrograde, because Mars is, of course, the planet of action. Not been a lot of action. So there will be. And so that being said, I just feel like you all want to put forth your talents, your abilities, and there's a lot of being able to feel free in a structured society. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. And you interpret it what it means to you. And it might mean that too you're taking some metaphysical courses. Excuse me, metaphysical courses. And that could be this too as well. Okay, so this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Remember, this is for your Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Always watch your Moon and Rising as well. I will get this out today, meaning my voice. My nose is a little stopped up today. We're having rain, so few allergies. Okay, well, here I see it. I see the mask in the crystal. I saw it for probably the first 4 out of 5 signs, and then a couple more later I saw it, and then I haven't seen it in a while. But I'm seeing this mask in this crystal. So it seems to be sort of a topic or a trend throughout this particular series. Now, again, Mercury has been in retrograde, so communications may have been a little bit off. But this mask also feels like someone to me who is either deceitful or hiding behind who they really are, or not expressing themselves. What they really mean is different than what they're saying. This could be someone you're suspicious of. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying that there could be a person or a group or activity that you're like, I don't know, I don't feel good around this. It's not, I don't feel supportive around this person, especially I'm feeling a person. So discern that, be discerning, right? You know, sometimes as we go through life, we gain friends and then I don't want to say lose friends, but we sort of lose interest in each other's activities. And what may have felt like an awesome friend, 10 years ago, maybe, I don't know now. I don't know if we have the same common thread, or maybe they are not interested in what you're doing. But I do feel like there's a bit of deception with or around someone who is around you. Let me put it that way. Okay. Anything else in the crystal for Sagittarius? What is this? What is this? Okay, ink. Calligraphy. As well as symbols. I'm getting, okay, from what I'm seeing in the crystal, this is a wide range of topics, but it's making me think of calligraphy. Any of you all that do that, symbols, math, you know, the pi r squared, what's it called? Math symbols. So what do I want to say about this? It's also one of the signs of the horoscope. It's the hump with the two, the both sides go out into, what is that? It might be Mercury, but anyway, I'm just saying it is a symbol. So symbols may be coming to you. You may look at something that may look, a writing that's foreign to you at first, and then you sort of gaze and think, oh, that's a symbol. It's a sort of learning, like, you know, the hieroglyphs, in that, you know, at the Egyptian pyramids. Did I say that right? The different types of symbols. That's what I'm getting as well. So some of you may be really interested in that time period. And I get hidden symbols for you. Hidden signs that can come up during this time period, and a couple, you know, on into the fall time period if you're in the northern hemisphere, and the spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. But just pay attention to symbols and signs that could be meaningful to you. Okay? I'm just saying, it feels like at first you're like, what does that mean? And then you're like, oh, that's what I connect that with ancient history, or I connect that with something metaphysical. That's what I'm talking about.